A man's true strength is rarely found in the echo of his voice, but in the depth of his quietude. The world clamors for attention, rewarding the loudest. Yet, history's most impactful figures understood a fundamental truth. Silence is the forge of inner command. It is where true power is not displayed, but built. The incessant chatter of modern life, endless streams of opinions, notifications, and demands, erodes a man's inner citadel. It fragments his focus, dilutes his resolve, and makes him a slave to external validation. He speaks to fill the void, to prove his existence, often without considering the weight or wisdom of his words. This is the path of the reactive man, tossed about by the currents of external noise. Consider the soldier in the trenches, the monk in his cell, the leader facing a crisis. Their actions, when they come, are often preceded by a profound stillness. This silence is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is the deliberate space where thought solidifies into intention, and intention crystallizes into action. It is the pause before the decisive blow, the calm before the storm breaks. In this quietude, a man listens not to the cacophony of the world, but to the deeper currents of his own being, to the voice of reason, to the whispers of truth. Why does the world push us towards constant noise? Because control is easier when the populace is distracted, when individual contemplation is seen as idleness. Speaking endlessly, reacting impulsively, consuming constantly, these are the chains that bind. A man who cultivates silence breaks these chains. He reclaims his attention, his focus, his very sovereignty. He becomes less concerned with appearing intelligent and more invested in being wise. His words, when they finally emerge, carry the density of contemplation, the sharpness of honed insight, the undeniable force of conviction. This is not a call for misanthropy or for avoiding necessary communication. It is a call to recognize the strategic advantage of restraint. It is understanding that every word uttered diminishes the reservoir of unspoken potential. The man who speaks little but speaks with purpose commands attention not through volume but through gravity. His silence is not a sign of weakness, but a declaration of strength. It is the confidence of a man who knows his worth is not tied to his output of noise. We often chase external validation through our speech, seeking approval or projecting an image. This is a fragile foundation. True validation comes from within, a quiet assurance born from self-mastery. Silence is the primary tool for this internal audit. It allows a man to observe his own thoughts, his own reactions, his own motivations without judgment, but with clarity. It is in these moments of introspection that flaws are identified and virtues are strengthened. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, understood this profound dichotomy. He wrote in his Meditations, "Much of our anxiety stems from our assumptions and our own minds. Our assumptions and anxieties are often amplified by the words we speak, both internally and externally. Silence provides the space to examine these assumptions, to dismantle the anxieties at their root, rather than feeding them with further discourse. It is the disciplined mind, honed in stillness, that can truly distinguish between what is within its control and what is not. Consider the man who is quick to anger, to retort, to defend. His words are often a shield for his insecurities. The man who is slow to speak, who listens intently, who observes before acting, he possesses a deeper understanding. He is not reacting, he is responding. His actions are deliberate. His words, when offered, are measured and impactful. This is not the absence of emotion, but the mastery over it. The fire within is controlled, not extinguished. It burns with purpose, not with uncontrolled rage. The world rewards the performance of intellect, the quick wit, the constant pronouncements. But true wisdom is often found in the quiet observation, the patient deduction, the profound understanding that needs no outward validation. A man who masters his silence masters the most unruly aspect of himself, the impulse to constantly broadcast his inner state. He learns to hold his counsel, to gather his thoughts, to act with precision. This is the essence of self-control. This internal discipline ripples outward. The man who is silent in the face of provocation does not concede. He conserves his energy for a more strategic moment. The man who offers counsel sparingly, but when he does, it is insightful and direct, commands respect. His words become more valuable because they are not cheapened by overuse. He builds trust not by talking, but by demonstrating. His actions speak louder than any pronouncements. So, what is the true price of this constant need to speak? It is the erosion of self, the scattering of potential, the surrender of inner authority. It is the dimming of the inner light that can only be seen in the quietude of one's own soul. The man who embraces silence embarks on a journey of profound self-discovery. He uncovers reserves of strength he never knew he possessed. He learns to wield his words with precision, transforming them from mere noise into potent tools of influence and understanding. This quiet strength is the hallmark of true masculine leadership, the foundation of lasting impact. If this resonated, you already know what to do.